Alright, so I think the trick here is that we want to work with rooms. And I can see you've added some rooms to part of the house. Some areas don't have rooms. The porches, the rooms on the porches don't seem to be correct. But what we'll do is we'll tag everything that will let us tag with the room tags. That's from the annotate ribbon, pick room tags, and just add a tag to all the rooms that you already have. And that'll let you know where you have rooms made and where you still need to make additional rooms. And also some adjustments to the rooms that you have, because there's some that are incorrect, like the living room covers both the breakfast area and the kitchen. So, you want to address those things. So here I'm just placing a room tag in every single room. You should, after you place these tags, go back and name each room and take a close look and make sure that you've gotten every single room. Going to want to add some doors into these closet areas here. This room is incorrect. And notice I can't tag it. And this bathroom area and closet area has no room at all. So we'll switch to the architecture ribbon and add some rooms. So I'm going to try to add a room for all the areas missing a room in your project here. And again, we'll probably come back and adjust some of these because they don't quite make sense to me. This one's incorrect, so I'm just going to delete it and get rid of it. I'm going to add a room separator for the outline of the concrete. This is what you need to bound the room to the edge of the porch so you can get an accurate count. This line here is kind of poorly done. It doesn't go all the way down. So you want to watch out for that kind of stuff. It'll cause you a lot of grief. So now I can add a room to this back porch and it'll extend through the entire back porch and calculate the area correctly. You can see the boundary goes where it should. And I'll do the same. We'll add a few more here. We'll correct the front porch. We've selected that room, deleted it, and I'll add another. Actually, I add the room separator lines. Here's another one of those kind of short lines that doesn't go all the way. Those will get you in a lot of trouble, so try not to do that. Add another room tag for the front porch. And you'll want to go back and select each one of these rooms and give them an appropriate name. If you don't want to see all the information on the tags, just edit the tags. You can edit the type and turn off the number and the area if you don't want to see that in your tag. Maybe you do, but you have that option. I think it's important in your floor plans that all your rooms be properly labeled, so I think you'd want to leave at least the room names on there. So here we need to define where the breakfast room starts and the kitchen stops. So we'll add room separators here. If you don't want to see the room separators, hide those items by category when you get it finished. You probably will not want to see the room separators on your floor plan. So just right click on it, or pick on it, right click, and choose hide by category, and they'll all turn off. But now we've got a room for the breakfast area here, so we'll change its name from living room to breakfast. Add the rooms for the kitchen and the living room. Notice the living room is still extending into the foyer, so we'll make some adjustments there. So we'll just need to add another room separator. Anytime your walls don't fully close the room, you need a room separator to define where one room stops and the other one starts. You can either draw it or use the pick line. So here I'm going to draw a line. Now I'll add a room for the foyer. And you may want to further divide this to include a hallway or something. I'm not sure how you want to do it, but you just need to be consistent and make sure that you get everything in play, or your area calculations will be incorrect. So here's a couple of closets that need some more rooms in them. This closet's kind of not bound correctly, so this one closet and bathroom and area is all one, and then we have the little toilet room as being one room. So I'm going to change that up a little bit to define the closet area versus the bathroom area. So I'll close this off with a room separator, and I'll make sure that this wall on the shower and the restroom doesn't bound, so this bathroom now go after that. The shower is still combined in the closet area because of the bounding wall up there. By the way, there's no doorway to get into your shower there, so hopefully you'll address that. So I'm going to make this wall bounding so that it'll stop the closet outside of the bathroom. And I'm going to let this one not bound the room so that the bathroom will include the shower. So I think we may have all of our areas bound, or rooms defined. Looks like there may be one closet there in the foyer that I didn't go back and add. But you'll want to really be diligent and make sure that you've got all the rooms in the entire house done, or your area is going to be off, which is going to affect the total cost and make everybody unhappy. So be sure you watch that carefully. I'm going to add the area and the name into my room schedule. So I just picked on schedules, right clicked and chose new schedule. I selected rooms from the list of types, and now I'm determining how I want this to appear. So I selected those fields. I'm going to calculate the total for the area. So on the formatting, I picked that. And here's my schedule. So notice there's some redundant rooms, and then there's some rooms not placed. So those are problems, so they don't need to be in there. So it's easy enough to just right click on those and delete the rows. You can't see it off the screen there, but that's what I selected. So we've got multiple rooms stacked up on top of each other on those redundant ones, and then the rooms not placed are some that we had named that are no longer in the drawing. Just want to clean this up. So you can drag and drop those schedules onto your drawings. Here you've got your drawing viewport. It's really big, including the scan. You're probably going to need to shrink that viewport down and only show your floor plan that you want to show. I don't think you're going to want to print out on the construction documents the original image that you used to help make the floor plan. So you need to clean this drawing view up quite a lot. So that lists all of the rooms, garage, front porches, and everything. So maybe I'll rename this one and call it, all rooms. And then I'm going to want to work on the. And notice the total didn't total right, so I'm going to turn on this grand totals, and that'll take care of that. So now there's your total area, 3791 under roof, including all the porches and garages and everything. And again, it may be a little bit short because I think there's a closet or two missing, so you really want to go back and be diligent about assigning your rooms. So now I'm going to rename this one and call it total area, or all rooms, or something like that, whatever makes sense to you. And now I'm going to add another one, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Right click, new schedules. We'll scroll down the list till I find rooms. I'm going to add the area, I'm going to add the name, and this time I'm going to add another field, and that's called occupancy. I'm going to rearrange them. I'm going to put the name at the front, and then the area, and then occupancy. So I'm going to filter this schedule because I don't want it to show every room. So I want to filter it on occupancy does not equal no. So I'm going to do my grand totals again. On the formatting, I'm going to turn occupancy off to not show, so it's going to be a hidden field. I'm going to calculate the totals for the area again. And so now I've got this other room schedule, and I still see that I've got front porch and garage. Some of those rooms need to come out of this schedule, so I need to go adjust the properties of those rooms. I'm going to go back into the floor plan. And I'm going to select the rooms. So this is the garage, it's a room. And under occupancy, I'm going to put in no. And so the reason this one didn't work is it was capital NO on my filter. And so now I've changed that. This one doesn't have anything, so I'll change that to no. And the same way with the front porch. So now you can see that the total area has been reduced to 2624. And again, I think there's a closet or two missing, so you want to be sure and be diligent about that. Maybe you'll call this schedule heated and cooled. One of the things I don't care for is the blank row at the top of the sheet, so we'll address that next. You can put both schedules in your drawings, just drag and drop just like we did before. You can stretch the column widths. I like to not have them word wrap, so they're single lines. Makes it look a little neater. And again, I don't care for that blank row at the top. That's a default setting that I wish wasn't there. But we can go back into the schedules and adjust the appearance. So I'm going to go to the Appearance tab. And I'm going to turn off that blank row before data. We'll go into the other schedule and do the same thing. The appearance, turn off the blank row. So now you can see that it's corrected on my drawings. So if you just take a few minutes and do a really good job laying out all your rooms, you'll be in good shape.